Spooky Lou, this is bullshit! Spooky Lou Carbon Barker, how are you living? Another rockin' and rollin' episode of the WrestleRoni. Today there is no bullshit on this podcast because we are being joined by the one and only No BS Gannon Green. How you doing, my man?
Oh, I'm not gonna lie, Spooky Lou. Not in the best news. Had a pretty damn long day. Bunch of kids running around annoying me. Maybe I had to pick up a few, smack them around a little bit, show them who's boss. But I'm here with you now. How are you doing?
Very, very similar to yours. I didn't beat my kids too much today, but they did annoy me. Maybe that's what I should be doing. But it sounds like you're holding the fort down over there. I'm glad to have you on. I've been wanting to have you on the show for a long time now. An honor and a privilege to have No BS Gannon Green, man. So I'm glad to have you on here, sir.
No BS. Thanks for having me on. I listen to this show most of the time. I think most of the people you have on are a little bit of BS. Have a lot of bullshit, but I still listen to the show because I know you're legit.
I appreciate that. Those are big words coming from a big man, so I appreciate that. And while we're on the subject of past guests and listeners and everything, you have quite the opportunity coming up December 10th, Krampus Mania 2, Monongah, West Virginia, one-on-one with Remy LeVay for the Internet Championship. How you feeling about that, big guy?
Just let me tell you, this is my first singles title opportunity, and not just in any promotion, out of all promotions, but specifically RSW. And it kind of makes me mad, don't get me wrong. There for the longest time, Paulie Kilpis, we were tag team champions and things were good, but I always wanted to set out and get on a singles path, and I think it's finally time. I think it's a bunch of BS. I haven't had one before, but I think it's finally time I get a singles title opportunity.
Hell yeah. Can't wait. Can't wait. You're finally getting your shot. Gannon Green is finally getting his due. Can't wait for that one. It's going to be a war with Remy LeVay. Not that I'm asking you to give away your game plan, but how do you handle a wrestler like Remy LeVay?
You know, Remy, he's a great wrestler. I've watched him for a long time. I've even gotten some insight from him, which he didn't realize that, that's me working him to get information. I want to know what he's going to do. And, he's kind of set me up already where I think I might know a little bit of his game plan. Let me tell you what, I've been working out every day getting ready for this match. I have been getting in the gym, working on new moves in the ring, and I don't think that Remy is ready for what I'm bringing to the table on December 10th.
I'll tell you what, Gannon, you've turned some heads recently. You've been turning heads. I call them the fire-ass four-ways. You killed Aaron Duzan at Fairmont State. We go into New Kensington. You showed your ass again. You've been murking fools, man. Like, what's been going on in these four ways? What goes through your head in one of these crazy-ass matches?
Well, everyone, it seems to be that I'm absolutely the biggest, baddest motherfucker in the match. And, I'm ready for three guys. It ain't the first time I've fought three guys. I had some motherfuckers on High Street that I laid out back when I used to drive cab. They think, I'm going to get in the front seat. I'm going to spit on you. No, you're not. I'm going to knock you out. And your friends are going to carry you off. And you're going to be walking 3 miles because that's how it was. And that's how I've been. And even before having to do that, I was a cute wrestler. I was legit wrestling. So my whole life I've been wrestling and fighting. So, 3 against 1 is nothing new to me.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. And the proof's in the pudding. I say it's obviously there. You do not show a bit of intimidation. And why would you? You're always towering over everybody else. So, big fan of Gannon Green. You got a big match on the 10th. And then we roll into the 11th, Victory Championship Wrestling, live on pay-per-view. With an old friend of yours, we will see Paulie Kilpis once again against Saturday Night Special. What's going on there? There's a lot of things. What's going on there?
The best I can put it is brothers are going to fight, and out of anybody I've been in the ring with, Paulie really is no bullshit. He is who he is. Now, don't get me wrong, he has a lot of bullshit baggage with him, which I wish he'd leave at the door. I wish he'd leave the parsing, the hugging, the tie-dye, at the door, come out and wrestle, and I think we would absolutely be the top tag team on the East Coast, if not the entire country. And Jesus, put us with beats, man. Tell me that ain't one hell of a trios tag team.
Man, I tell you, that main event at the last show, the last live stream on Fight, one of my all-time favorites. Just a classic Memphis six-man classic pro wrestling. Got to give it up to you guys. What a match! You might not have came out victorious, but you got to sing Country Roads afterwards, right?
That was cool. It was bullshit how it ended, you know. I mean, I guess sometimes when you're in a 3-on-1 fight, you do get triple teams, and that was what happened at the end of that. But, I mean, it was bullshit.
Come on, Paulie.
What do you guys think? Is this your hero? What is it? Whose birthday? Is this your birthday? Is this your guy? No. All right. Well, cheer me on. I'll beat him up.
You know, at the end of the day, you really got to look out for yourself. You can't have someone standing over you telling that you can't go here, you can't go there, you can't say this, you can't say that, because that's stifling your creativity. Even if it's, you know, the person that trains you at the end of the day, they don't control you. And if you really get out there and put yourself out there enough, they can't control you. So that's pretty much where the no bullshit thing came from. I was listening this summer to Triple H talk about something, and he said, you know, you really can't be a good heel until you hate the business in some sense. And that's where I was at. I was just like, man, I hate this bullshit. I'm so sick of the bullshit. I can't do what I want to do. Can't say what I want to say. And at some point, you just snap and you do it anyway. And you know, now I am where I am. I'm going back to Cleveland. I'm wrestling outside of Pittsburgh. Hopefully wrestling suit in Pittsburgh, all over North Central West Virginia, Connecticut. You never know where no bullshit Gannon Green's going to show up or Mount Kilpis. So it was like there's a lot of options open to me, and they definitely weren't there a year or so ago. And I feel like maybe even because of that a little bit, I'm not where I'm definitely not where I want to be, but I'm not unhappy where I'm at either, if that makes sense.
It makes sense, and good for you. You're definitely heading in the right direction. I'm happy for you. The talent's there, the look's there, the brains are there, and especially on an independent level. You know, we're not talking about a big TV product. You guys should be able to experiment, and you should be able to take every opportunity as long as it's not taken away from your home promotion or whatever it may be. You deserve all the opportunities possible, and it seems like you're on the right path now.
Yeah. And two, you know, you got to get out there, and I don't even know if you know the extent. Like, I've been to Chicago. We've been, and Paulie too. Paulie's done a lot of this stuff with me. Like, we've been to Chicago. We wrestled for Warrior Wrestling, which, if you look them up, that's pretty wild. We met a lot of people there, and I've just got to rub shoulders and listen to and talk to with a bunch of mainstream headline talent. Like, I'll tell you the nicest guy, and he'll give you a ton of information with TJ Perkins. We met, I don't think Paulie was at that show. I think I was just there. And I went with Beastman. Beastman took us. And, you know, one of the nicest guys, gave a ton of great information, just told you how to do stuff. And that's what I'm always looking for is, man, anytime you can get in a locker room like that, ask questions, listen, get outside your comfort zone. And I feel like the more you do that, the more I do that, you know, the better it is.
Oh, hell yeah. And I'm very aware of Warrior Wrestling. I've followed them since day one. Their stadium series, everything in between. They're definitely doing a great thing up in Chicago, so I couldn't be happier for you. Who did you wrestle up there?
They have a group of clowns in the Chicago area that are real over, and they have a real tall monster. I cannot remember their names for the life of me right now. I'd have to have my book in front of me, and I don't have it. But they're awesome. Both times we worked them. The first show, we were actually on the Stadium Series in the opening, and we were in just a battle royal. But it was a lot of fun, and I ended up working with most of the clowns, and then at the end, you know, some stuff happened. Mm-hmm. And the second time, Paulie wasn't there. I was in a six-man tag against them, and that match was fun. It was a great opportunity. You just got to meet tons of people and pick their brains and ask them, you know, little questions. And some people don't have time, and some people do understand that's part of the business. But definitely learned a lot there. Learned a lot just being on the road with Beastman. Holy hell, he's a great wealth of knowledge and how to do stuff, and he'll even tell you how not to do stuff. So
okay. Well, yeah, good. So it sounds like there's been some great positive influences as well. Some positives in there, such as Beastman and people TJP. So good, good. How long now have you been in the business?
Almost 5 years. And working 4.5. So I
Okay,
started about 6 months in. I started getting to wrestle. Well, no, about 6 or 7 months in, I started getting matches. They weren't overly consistent, and then about a year and a half in, I got started getting consistent matches. And honestly, COVID,
hmm
no bullshit, was like maybe the best thing that happened for my wrestling career, just because I got to have matches, and it wasn't in front of necessarily a huge live audience. It was a small live audience, which taught me how to work an audience.
What
Uh,
is up, YouTubians and WrestleRonians?
Gannon was telling us about COVID and the actual positive effect it had on his career.
Oh, okay.
hmm
I'm all ears.
Yeah,
Yeah,
at some point, I remember we were getting, I mean, 1,000+ views a week, and I mean that's more than you're getting than eyes are getting on you going to local shows.
for
So
sure.
there was that bi-weekly show that Roshi did during COVID, and I loved it. And then it got me out to a couple other bookings. I'm not going to say some of their names because they've been disbanded for bad reasons, and I
hmm
don't necessarily want to be associated with them. But at the same time, it got me out there, and that's the people I met up near Pittsburgh and got me around West, or and whatnot. So it was good shit, man. That like COVID really probably helped me out more than anything in wrestling because it got
Good.
me around a bunch of people I wasn't normally around and got me a decent amount of exposure.
Okay, another one of those silver lining situations we was talking about on a prior episode. So good. I'm glad it turned around and turned your career around and helped you out. And while we're at it, let's welcome Lawrence to the show. I know he's been super excited for this interview. How you doing, brother?
What's up, brother? I'm doing great. Absolutely super excited. Yet another very interesting, very talented, very entertaining motherfucker to talk to. So I'm more than happy to be here.
Well, there's no bullshit tonight.
Mm, that's what I hear.
Well,
So
you know how it goes. Well, since you just hopped in, do you got any random questions or ass kissing for Mr. Gannon Green here?
I do have a random question. I thought about this while I was at work. What is the possibility, Mr. No Bullshit Gannon Green, of ever getting the tag team back together with Mount Kilpis for RSW?
Oh, an RSW.
RSW.
I never say never. Like I said earlier, I'm Paulie. He's literally one of the most no bullshit guys I've met in wrestling. He's legit. He's strong as fuck, man. He picked up a like fucking half-ton rock one night, or it was over 500 or 600 pounds. I didn't even try. I didn't want to blow my back out. I mean, he does some silly, dumb shit sometimes, and beats his strength and athleticism. So if the opportunity was right, the teams were there, and it made sense, yeah, maybe there would be another Mount Kilpis run in RSW, but it's not now. Now's not the time. But elsewhere,
Okay.
embrace the piss.
Right now, Gannon
Hell yeah.
Green's looking out for Gannon Green and RSW. But I don't know if you caught it, Lawrence, because you're a busy working man. But it did come across social media today that we will see in VCW at their pay per view on the 11th, Mount Kilpis against Saturday Night Special.
Oh, fuck. No, I didn't. I was not aware of that, as I am a pretty busy man, but that's fucking awesome.
So the
Hell yeah.
money must have been right, but so got to do what you got to do, and of course, we're looking ahead the day before. We could have a new internet champion, new RSW internet champion. Gannon Green versus Remy LeVay is going to be a war, bro.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. Yeah, I'm super pumped for that. I can't wait to watch that match.
Hell yeah. So let's take it back a few steps here, Gannon. When did the love start with pro wrestling?
Oh, good. Well, actually, I was a shoot wrestler first.
Okay.
And to be honest, like, no bullshit. In shoot wrestling, this is just all, everyone hates it. They just call it all bullshit. They hate it. I even still coach wrestling, And I kind of, like, I feel like I get made fun of a little bit until they see me slam motherfuckers and like, oh, I wish I could do that. But, you know, I grew up with that first, and my parents hated it. It was so popular in the late 90s. And I knew, like, I played the video games. I knew about wrestling somewhat, but I wasn't majorly into it. And then about 98. In 97, I started watching WCW because everybody at school was watching it, and I wanted to be one of the boys and talk about it with everybody. And I was like, this shit's all right. I seen WrestleMania 14. My family owned a video store growing up. And no bullshit, my mom bought me WrestleMania 14. She said, why don't you watch this one too? You know, you only watched the one. I'm like, all right, I'll watch it. God damn, from beginning to end, I still love that fucking pay-per-view. It gets me excited. I might go fucking turn it on as soon as we're done with this. But, like, dude, that was when the Stone Cold era started. And that was, like, when, to me, wrestling just was, like, as much bullshit as it was no bullshit. It was so much fun. Like, that's, when I think about wrestling still, like, that's kind of what I want it to be. On some level, on different levels, you want all different sorts of wrestling like there is now. But that, I love that no bullshit attitude. I'm going to drink beer. I'm going to flip you off. I don't give a shit. And a lot of times, you know, that it still resonates with me in real life. After bosses I've had, how many jobs I've quit with a fuck you and I'm out of here. So.
That's the man after my own heart right there. The attitude era, baby. That's where it was.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
For sure.
And that's very intriguing to me about Gannon, because I've talked to Gannon privately a few times. The nicest guy you could ever talk to, but obviously you've got an edge to you, and you're tired of bullshit, and it sounds like you've been in a few fights in your day. So you're a very intriguing character when it comes to, you could be the nicest guy in the world, or it sounds like you could be quite the asshole if you wanted to be.
Yeah, just ask my girlfriend. She'll tell you the exact same thing. No bullshit. I'd be the biggest person or the biggest asshole. And I don't know how much you believe in astrology, so I do get a little weird from time to time. But I'm a Gemini, and when I'm a Gemini, like, I'm a full-blown, like, I can be two completely different people, even on, like, a daily basis.
Yeah, even in this short podcast so far, you've hit both sides of the spectrum. Now you're talking this Billy Knox astrology talk on me that I don't understand. So, to each their own. Gemini, good for you, buddy. It seems to be working for you, right?
On some level, I don't know. Some days it just fucking drives you crazy. I don't know.
Yeah. Watch a Gannon Green promo, and yeah, you'll see the man can go crazy. Definitely can go crazy. So you fell in love in the Attitude Era. Now, obviously, it was a few years after when you started training. So how do you get into training? What's the deal there?
So this is a good story too.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't know, not the prior year. I've had a girlfriend for a little over a year now. But before that, for like 5-6 years before that, I was a full-time single parent by myself.
Wow.
And even before all that started, I read baby books. I read. I like to read books, like to watch documentaries and all that type of stuff. And I read the baby books, because I'm responsible sometimes. And it said, find something from your childhood that you really love that you could do with your kid that isn't going to piss you off.
Okay.
Essentially, this is my word, just as if I was writing the baby book. That's what it said to me. But anyway, I was like, dude, I love pro wrestling. So even before my son was born, me and his mom would watch wrestling. That motherfucker came out of the womb knowing people's theme songs. Of course, he loved John Cena, and he fought for Roman Reigns. I mean, he was a little teeny tiny ass baby, like 5-6 months old. He'd be like wiggling his arms and shit when that music would hit. And honestly, Ty, my son, Botchings has ended up growing up in the business. He's 8 now, but basically we started going to the real shoot shows. We went to the first 4 or 5, and I realized that Tim was the promoter. And I used to party with Tim back in the day. I don't know if you know anything. Do you know anything about the dojo?
I do not.
Okay, we'll save that for another time. The dojo is a whole other story.
Okay.
But we met at the fucking dojo, which was like a metal fucking spot where Tim played. It was my uncle's place and like my family's farm, but we partied together there a bunch. So finally, like, me and Tim just talked one day there, and he's like, "You wrestle, don't you?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I do wrestle." And he's like, "Well, maybe you should try it out." And then I eventually hit him up, and I was supposed to go to Charleston to train with this other group, and it never happened because my son's mom stopped helping at all. She's supposed to watch him a couple days a week, and they even cut off. And I had him full time, and I wasn't able to. So literally, my first training session ever, it didn't start till 10 o'clock at night. It was in a gym in downtown Fairmont in a church. And I had to take Ty with me. And he was like, literally, I think he was 3 years old at the time. So he's running around, and Tim's like, "Yo, he can't come back. He's going to fall off these bleachers." So he actually went to my first training session. And then on top of that, he just ended up coming with me. Once he was about 4 or 5, he's been to a whole, like, 15 or 20 training sessions for wrestling or more. I mean, he used to come with me all the time. So he really grew up in the business, but really it's him. Like, I wouldn't be here doing even this podcast if it wasn't for, like, me having a kid, finding it again, realizing how much I loved it. And it's really changed my life, but so much for the better, I, like, can't even explain it.
Good. Yeah, honestly, I wouldn't be doing a podcast if it wasn't for Tim either, but that's a whole another story. So crazy, crazy how the world works. And here you are, and obviously up and down the roads with the RSW crew. And I'm the first to say, you know, they're like a family. It's been awesome to see you succeed. What's been some of your favorite memories along the way?
Jesus, man. Honestly, wrestling is just so crazy. I've gotten to do so much that I would not be able to do if I didn't wrestle. Like, I've been to Chicago. I've ate Giordano's deep dish pizza. It's the best Chicago pizza, and it is fucking amazing. If you get Paulie on the show and ask him about it, he'll tell you the same goddamn thing. That's no bullshit. That's pizza. Another great-ass pizza, Connecticut, Frank Pepe's. God, that's some good pizza. They have it at the big casino up there, too. Shit, I can't remember what it's called. But they have that there, too. Fucking, where else have we been? I've had Philly cheesesteaks with Beastman. I'll tell you what, Tony Luke's ain't shit. Everyone says that, like, with Philly cheesesteaks, it's Tony Luke's, it's the other two. I can't remember what they're called. Google it. They're like number 2 and 3. They're way fucking better.
Okay.
And me and Beastman did. Oh my God! Oh, I got a story for you.
Okay.
So early on, fucking Beastman took me to New Jersey to wrestle at a lucha show, and this wasn't like a Pittsburgh lucha show. If you know what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Literally, I came out. I was the first person to come out. I was healed. It was me, Beastman, and give me a second. It was the Rocket, but El Cojete, that's his name, and a 3-way match. And I walk out, and I start yelling in English, and I realize no one has any fucking clue what I'm talking about. Like, they did not know English. We were in Newark. Is that the one right outside of Philly in New Jersey? I'm pretty sure it's Newark.
Yeah. Okay.
No. It was an interesting experience, man. Literally, me and Beastman were the only people there that like spoke regular English. It was wild. It was a lot of fun. We ate cheesesteaks. I ended up meeting Necro Butcher on that trip too. So that was an experience in itself. And we wrestled in Charleston in a baseball park the night before.
Okay. Hell yeah. So it seems like Beastman's taken quite the liking to you.
After the day, I feel like I might have been a little bit of an asshole on the road before I got a girlfriend. I wasn't used to being around people all the time.
Right. Which, hey, I'm making my adjustments as well. I'm used to living in my own little bubble, so trying to be more sociable, and I get that. I definitely get that. So you're doing lucha shows with Beastman, which is crazy. You're wrestling Warrior Wrestling. Rich, Warrior Wrestling's a big deal up in Chicago. Very acclaimed newer promotion that just came out in the past 2 to 3 years. So props to you on that. Again, big internet championship match coming down the pike. Tell me about winning your first tag titles with Paulie Kilpis. What was that like?
Completely honest, It fucking
What was it?
it was awful. The first championship sucked. I hated it.
Okay.
Not trying to sound awful or ungrateful, but we had like no live crowd. It was a taped match. It was continuous though. If you go back and watch it, you know which match I'm talking
Oh,
about?
okay, because it was the Battle of Mount Kilpis, so it was a cinematic
Yeah, it was the
match.
first battle of Mount Kilpis in the lot. That was continuous. There was no editing of that fucking match. That match went on continuously, but it just sucked. There was no crowd. It was really just underwhelming, in general. And we only had Pat. We didn't get to beat it out of the other kid. So it sucked. Nothing out for him. But what else could be really sad?
I hear some aliens in the background too. You hear them, Rich?
What the fuck? We're being invaded.
And I never even thought before I asked the question because, yeah, I do remember watching that match back. Well, what about the online reception? Like you said, a lot of people were watching online then. Did you get some good online reception as far as feedback to that match?
Yeah, I did. Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah, the aliens brought you back.
Yeah, sorry, it was my headphones dying, actually.
Oh.
Okay, so you're on
Damn.
speakerphone, but we should be good. You can hear me okay, right?
Oh, you sound better than ever now.
Yeah,
Okay,
way
good.
better.
Sorry.
You're good.
But yeah, that just sucked. Honestly, when we won the titles the second time, it was almost the same amount of crowd, but it did feel better. It was in a cage match, and it was at least against two people. It felt like a lot more of a victory. It felt bigger, but I don't think nearly as many people saw it, and it didn't get nearly as much of an internet reaction. So I don't know. Take it for what it is, I guess.
For sure. I got you. Okay. All right. Well,
Yeah.
go ahead.
I'm just going to say you're coming in much more crystal clear because therefore when I first hopped in here, I was going to ask Spooky if he needed to throw you a life jacket. It sounded like your fucking ass was drowning. And then now all of a sudden you sound like you got abducted by aliens. But yeah, you're coming in crystal clear now, brother.
Okay, my bad. I figured I'm standing by my heater. I'm in my man cave, which is downstairs in the basement, so
You're good.
didn't want to make a bunch of noise.
You're good. We're glad to have you on here. Well, while you was training, who was some people that you watched in wrestling that you said, well, maybe I can pick? Who was some of your inspirations?
Dude, I mean, starting out right out the gate, and I got to fucking train with him, which is so crazy, was Matt Riddle. I got to train with Matt Riddle and like pick his brain. And to be honest, I wanted to be a lot more like him early on with wrestling, and that's the way it is. You almost have to find someone to emulate it first and then build your own shit off of it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, dude, Matt Riddle, I loved watching him. I still love watching Matt Riddle and Jeff Cobb. Any of the guys that were shooters,
Mm-hmm.
I love watching the way that they do suplexes and throw people. And if you really pay attention, it's a little different.
I got you. Okay. So, yeah, go into that. What was it like to train with Riddle?
It wasn't a whole long time. It was like 3 hours with a group of guys, but there was, he actually took a little special attention to me because I was a shooter, and it was through real shoots. So Tim kind of pulled him aside, hey, take care of him. I even have some good pictures somewhere of us wrestling, and like, dude, that was really awesome. He actually, you know what? Just for you, when I whoop Saturday Night Special's asses on December 11th, I'll bust out something Matt Riddle showed me just for you. How does that sound?
That'll be a nice consolation prize for me. I appreciate that. That'll bring me up while I'm down. Cause
You'll probably know it when you see it too. It's a little fancy.
Oh, okay. It gives me something to look forward to. And that is an intriguing match coming up, a Saturday Night Special, because both teams have been booked like beasts in VCW. There's got to be a winner. Well, in wrestling, there doesn't always have to be, but I'd assume since it's a pay-per-view, there must be a winner. But we've already talked about that, but it is an intriguing match. Right now, besides yourself, who do you like in RSW? Who's some of your favorites?
Honestly,
You can't say everybody. That's a cheat.
No, I'm definitely not.
Oh, so there's some he definitely doesn't like, Rich.
Oh, no.
There's no. I mean, there's nobody that I want to kill,
Right.
so that's a plus. No murder on the agenda.
Good.
But at the end of the day, even talking about it there a little bit, me and Billy Knox get along pretty well. Even though we might have to fight because he keeps sending out his little cat to get squashed. I might need to fight the big boss here soon. I'm sure he's gonna send Nolan out to fight me before that, and a few other people. He's like a boss. You got to go through gates to get to him.
Right on.
At
When
some
you're talking
point.
about the cat, are you referring to Brother Duzan?
Absolutely. I will never know him as anything other than Danger Cat.
Hey, can you do me a favor when you're in a 4-way with Brother Duzan? Can you dial it back a little bit and try to kill that guy? I thought you
Listen,
were going to kill him with that power bomb, bro. Holy shit! I thought he was dead.
okay. Me and him have wrestled a lot together. Like I
Yeah.
might have wrestled him more than him and Paulie are the two people I've probably wrestled the most.
Mm-hmm.
In my training and all that stuff. And I just know what he's coming with every time, and it's so easy to counter. He's fantastic. He really is like one of the best wrestlers on the roster. He just needs to not go against me.
For sure. So it sounds like you got
Yeah.
it out for the murder. What if Evelyn Sage gets in your way? You gonna take her out too?
No, sir.
No?
Gannon Green does not hit women.
Oh,
I
okay.
won't. I will say I will wrestle women. I will never hit, slap, smack a woman.
Okay.
Now I will wrestle a woman, and that's something that I can do. But you're getting a wrestling match with me if you see me with a woman. There ain't gonna be no strikes, no hits, no kicks. I am a gentleman. I'm not saying that they can't take it. I'm just saying I'm not taking the chance.
There you go.
Okay, I get it.
For our esteemed guests, while we're on the RSW roster, if I may, Mr. Spooky Lou.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so while we're talking about the RSW roster, I just thought about this question. So, is there anyone in the locker room that you have never had a chance to wrestle against, but you feel like would make a great match?
Oh, absolutely. Me and Billy.
Okay.
Back to that. Okay.
We haven't wrestled yet. In fact, I think we've only had 1 or 2 training matches.
Okay.
Okay.
Me and him don't know each other in the ring like I know pretty much everyone else that trained at Real Shoot,
Okay.
to be honest.
Ooh, so we need that down the pike
Ooh.
sooner than later. Billy Knox, Gannon Green. Can you imagine, Rich? Oh my.
Oh man. Oh my.
Oh
Yes, sir.
my. Okay. All right. Is there anybody in the locker room that you think you might need to humble? You need to smack around a little bit, straighten them up?
Absolutely. After fucking last Saturday in New Kensington, Frat Daddy needs his fucking face smacked a few times. Maybe a bink in the dink, as he likes to fucking say. All that bullshit. Honestly, man, when he kicked me in the fucking face after I laid out Hendrix, man, that is some bullshit. I hate that shitty shit wrestling. That's you coming in, stealing my fucking win. And honestly, I'd love to do exactly what I did to Hendrix to Frat Daddy right now, but on the goddamn concrete I'm standing on.
Damn.
Was heat, baby. Damn.
Frat Daddy, watch your back, Bubby. Oh my goodness. Okay. What's been your favorite match so far? Not just in Real Shoot, everywhere. What's been your favorite match of yours personally?
Honestly, I think the coolest match was the fucking light tubes match with the good guys.
What?
Even though we fucking lost.
So
That match was so different. That day was crazy in general. That match just looked crazy and big. I don't even know how else to explain it.
so you guys did a light tubes match?
Oh yeah, how have you never seen that?
Get me the footage.
It was in the
man.
abandoned fucking Pepsi building in Fairmont.
Really?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It was fucking wild.
I know a guy that shot a music video there. Wow. Yeah, I definitely got to get my hands on this and get it out to folks. Is it out right now, or is it something that?
It was on Facebook forever. I don't. Maybe talk to Tim.
Okay.
Hopefully they didn't get rid of it. I like that match, honestly.
Mm.
I hate to say it, as much as I hate wrestling them, the matches with the good guys were all really good. So
Okay. Yeah, I feel it. Okay. Has there ever been a match with you and Mad Dog one-on-one?
No.
Okay. Well, we need to get
He's
that.
afraid to take the slams, brother.
Ah.
He's got his chain. I'm taking the chain. I ain't afraid of it. That happened in Connecticut last year. I ain't afraid of the chain. He's afraid of the suplexes.
Ah. Okay, you heard it here first. Oh my. Okay.
Beware the suplex.
Wow. Okay. Well, we're definitely going to dig up this light tube match. So, okay, this was something that I posed to my prior guest, and and he had a very definitive answer. This is a hypothetical since you mentioned the light tubes. Uh, Brett Lauderdale calls you and says, "Yo, Nick Gage's opponent, he no-showed. We want Gannon Green against Nick Cage. Nick Gage death match. Do you take him up on it? Do you do the death match with Nick Gage?"
100%.
Oh my.
No doubt. Wouldn't even think about it. I would absolutely do it.
Huh. Okay. So, Rich, you came in a little late. We're coming from. He used to amateur wrestle. He shoot wrestled, and now we're talking about doing death matches. That's quite the evolution, if you ask me.
It is quite the evolution.
Okay.
And I'd love to see that match.
Okay. Well, now that I got a little bit of pull in the office, we're just going to book Gannon Green on a death match tour next year.
Oh, there we go.
I'm not against it. I've been talking to people. I'm not going to say names specifically about trying to get into some death matches. It's something that I'm not afraid to do.
Okay.
Let me put it that way.
Okay. Okay. Well,
Spooky make that first match against Billy Knox.
there you go.
That would
Oh
be a
my
hell of a
goodness.
match. Oh my.
Yeah, no doubt, man. That like I say, nothing. It surprises me from your background and all that you're down to do some death matches. The guys that don't do death matches, no disrespect or anything towards you because I get it. But hell yeah, man, some Gannon Green death matches, and it's just I don't know. My mind's still blown about the. I definitely got to see this match with the good guys. That's pretty crazy to me.
Yeah, no doubt.
Oh, it was fun. I'm not afraid of light tubes. I'm not afraid of barbed wire. I have limitations. There's shit that I'm not gonna do, and I'm not gonna get fucking murdered. But
Right.
goddamn, yeah, I'll do some death matches. I'm not afraid of the crazy shit.
You're not going to take the flaming piranha tank bump, though.
No, dog, no. There's no need for that.
Well, okay.
I'll watch it. Don't get me wrong. If somebody else wants to do it, I support you full on, brother. But they ain't my
What-
bullshit to do.
What if they release ravenous angry beavers in the ring? You taking that
If
match?
you put me and Paulie in, you might be able to get some ravenous fucking possums. What about that? Did you guys hear about the fucking possum shitting in the ring at IWA East Coast?
I did, but my
Oh.
listeners haven't. So tell that story to the best of your abilities, please. I don't think Rich has heard it either.
I haven't.
I was like, we thought we were getting canceled, fired forever on that show. So we go down to IWA East Coast. They're doing their future fights, which was like for their trainees, and it was like almost like trainees versus a big name from IWA
Right.
East Coast. And we were down there, and we didn't have a match, but we come out and cut a promo, and then Chance Prophet and Gory and maybe Connor, somebody else in that creepy group down there, come out. So we have Bo, Paulie's possum, which has since passed away, God rest your soul. Bo was a good fucking possum, if there ever was one.
Are you sure
And
he was dead or was he playing dead?
no, he died. We had to
Okay.
bury him. It was a sad thing.
Okay.
Had to say some words for him. He was like, ask Paulie. He might start crying, though. I'm not going to cry.
Okay.
But anyways, so fucking they all come out, they surround the ring, and Paulie's holding Bo, and Bo is going nuts. Bo's already pissed off because he's around 100 people, and he's a goddamn wild-ass mountain animal. He's a fucking possum. So Bo's going wild, and Paulie's looking at Gory, and Gory jumps up on the ring, and as soon as Gory jumps up on the ring, Bo takes a huge shit right in the middle of the ring. And I start to back into it, and Paul's like, no, Bo just shit. God damn, dude. And basically that ran the bad guys off. So Bo protected us that night. The Gory and Chance Prophet didn't get to kick our asses. Bo shit in the ring. They didn't want none of that.
Okay.
And we went out. We had to clean it up afterwards, which whatever. That's what you gotta do when you have a live animal in a wrestling ring and it shits.
I
And
don't.
then what?
Oh, I was gonna say I don't care how bad you are. Ain't nobody messing with possum shit.
No. And this is the worst part. Two women had to wrestle right after us, and we felt really bad. And then when we were breaking the ring down at the end of the show, Paulie found fucking possum shit on the ropes. He's like, oh.
These women were hitting the rope in possum shit.
Bro.
Oh no.
Oh, wow.
Pro wrestling, baby. That's awesome.
That is a pro wrestling story. The possum sheen in the ring is quite possibly the most pro wrestling story I have.
Wow. Wow. Only in wrestling. I love it. I love it.
Well, I'll say that I'm glad to hear that you're willing to expand your horizon, so to speak, with like light tubes and shit like that, and doing death matches. But to me, brother, whether it's singles matches, tag matches, or whatever, for me, I'm gonna tell you right now, you are incredibly talented and highly fucking entertaining, and I'll watch any fucking match I can with you, brother. That's the real.
Yeah.
Thank you. No, I appreciate it. That's
Oh,
no
absolutely,
bullshit.
dude. I love watching you wrestle. No shit. But stop trying to kill Duzan.
And not
That
just
poor
the
guy.
No,
wrestling.
honestly, I won't kill him. I promise. I won't kill him, but he's gonna take a lot of shit.
Okay.
I love him, and I'm all about tough love.
Oh, yeah.
Makes sense. And not just in the ring, man. Go through and watch you some Gannon Green promos and tell me you ain't having a good time.
Oh my God. No shit. Oh my God. That last promo. Oh wow.
Yeah,
That was pissing my pants.
Lawrence got to see the promo with where your dog was pissing you off.
I had no voice, honestly. I was like, it's the best I'm gonna do. I need to do a promo.
When I first
Oh,
saw
No, I was
that,
losing my voice. It was bad.
oh, when I first saw that, I laughed till I cried. My stomach hurt. It was the greatest thing ever.
He had me laughing so hard because he was laughing so hard about a promo that I hadn't even fucking seen yet. I just knew it was going to be fire.
Good times. Good times.
Oh God.
So, besides RSW, we're talking about expanding horizons and such. Where's some other places you'd like to work? Some other wrestlers and other organizations you'd like to work? What's some goals for Gannon Green?
To be honest, that's probably something I need to sit down and plate myself that I really haven't. This is my wind down time of the year. So only have, I think, 2 more dates the rest of the year. No, 3 more dates the rest of the year. And I take this time in January too to kind of wind down. And even going back to the shoot wrestling thing, my son is in Pee Wee wrestling. And no, that's nothing gay or weird. That's what they call little kids wrestling. But anyways, my son, he's in the junior wrestling stuff, and I'm helping coach there. And I just want to see him get in the wrestling a little more. And at the same time, though, I'm keeping the bookings I have, and I might take on a couple more if they pop up. But December, January is kind of my slow down time of the year. But back in February, I look to be picking up. I'm going to start messaging some companies, which is something I've actually really never done. I've really never had to message companies for work. I've generally been hit up. Everything I've done, people have gotten a hold of me. So I'm going to start reaching out and trying to get some better better bookings and stuff.
Okay, I dig it. If you need any help with highlight reels or anything to that effect, we got you.
Hell yeah. I appreciate it.
Definitely. So, okay. So, with that being said, in a perfect world, where would you like to see yourself November 22nd this time next year?
Honestly, man, if it was a perfect world, I would at least be, getting featured on AEW Dark or Dark Elevation.
Hell yeah.
I'd be in that at least mind frame mindset. Be on the big shows in Pittsburgh. Not the biggest shows. I know how that works, but like in general, just get on shows in Pittsburgh, get on shows in major markets. Start working promotions that draw well and are well known and have a good internet presence. it's all a grind, man. You don't anybody that thinks, and some guys do kind of just jump the line, but they're super freaks in some nature, or they're able to devote their whole life to it. Hell, I have 3 kids and a job, and I'm still out here kicking ass. So that's kind of where I'm at.
Hell
The
yeah.
schedule I want is to work almost every weekend, probably have 1 weekend off a month to enjoy with the family. But if I don't and it's worth it, then I'm going to go for it. That's pretty much where I'm at.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Okay, well, let's go back to AEW Dark. Let's say Tony Khan brings you in for AEW Dark. The whole roster's there. Everybody. And he says, Gannon Green, I'm a big fan. You get to pick whoever you want to work on Dark. Who you picking?
Oh, that's hard because at first I would be like, "Ooh, I want to wrestle Powerhouse Hobbs or I want to wrestle fucking one of their big guys." But then I'm stepping back and I'm going, "No, no, no, wait! I want to wrestle like Bryan Danielson. I want to wrestle Claudio Castagnoli. I want to wrestle the guys that have been everywhere that anybody wants to be and are, kind of still somewhat in the same area as me that can help you so much."
Right on.
Like, my whole thing with wrestling is I don't really money's bullshit. I don't care about money. If I can get something good out of a booking, whether it is experience, like good experience with a good opponent, or some sort of really good, if I get out there, if it's all good, then that's what I want.
Hell yeah. Well, promoters, you heard it here first. As long as you give him a decent opponent, you don't even have to pay the guy.
No, you still have to pay me for gas at least. Goddamn. I ain't rich.
He loves it that
I
much.
got
It's
3
free.
kids. Fuck.
I got a question for you, Gannon. I got another
Yeah.
question for you. Let's say things go your way and you're able to take the internet belt from Remy. Does Gannon Green have any desire to try to be a 2-strap holding title holder?
Oh, the best thing I can say is I keep my eye on one prize at a time, and the prize that I'm looking at right now in my mind's eye is absolutely 110% the RSW Internet Championship. It gets so much exposure. The whole point of the Internet Championship is to get you out on the internet and get you seen. Every match that the Internet Champion has is some way or another put on the internet. That is the whole point of the championship. So really, if you're asking to almost follow up on the last question, is exactly what I want. I want the exposure of the Internet Championship. I want the prestige of the Internet Championship. I want people to go, oh, that's the guy in that promotion that holds that championship, and that shit all means something.
Right on.
Okay.
And Rich,
Oh
you're a newer fan to RSW. The way the Internet Championship works, of course, you have the 15-minute time limit, but with the Internet Championship, once you've done what you'd like to do with it, you can cash in the Internet Championship for an opportunity at the world title. So,
okay.
yeah, so that's something.
Oh.
Yeah. So it could be not only exposure, but also a stepping stone for Gannon Green.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, one thing at a time. But believe me, once I achieve that, I'm always looking towards the future.
For sure.
I'm not saying it's
Okay.
not there in the back of my mind, but you got to keep first things first, especially
Yeah, I got you.
when you're wrestling.
I
Right
got
on.
you.
Okay. Well, we discussed Remy LeVay, and since we're talking about the world title, what's the game plan against a guy like Zeke Mercer? How would you take Zeke out and win the match?
I'm not sure if you've seen it again from COVID times. I've actually wrestled Zeke, and the little son of a bitch caught me in one. He is a fantastic wrestler. He comes from a shoot background, and he 110% can hold his own, knows what he's doing, can really beat just about anybody on any given day.
Right.
I mean, Zeke Mercer's no bullshit. Like, as a world champion, going in against him, I'd still have to keep the same game plan I got against anybody else. So I'm going to go in there. I'm going to muscle him. I'm going to make him wrestle my match, which is going to be me throwing his ass around.
Okay.
The thing is, just like last time, he might be able to find a way to best me. Zeke, we almost have the exact same amount of time in wrestling, but he's come further because he just had more, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
And
Okay.
he's just really smart wrestler. At the end of the day, he's a really smart wrestler.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
He can catch you in anything. He can catch you in anything. I've seen him catch everybody that's came up against him in something.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
It
Definitely.
comes from that shoot background, man. It literally prepares you for any situation you're going to be in wrestling. And at the end of the day, this is wrestling, so.
Hell yeah. Well, hey, I
Mhm.
see nothing but big things in your future. Again, it might be time of the year for you to wind down and relax, enjoy your holidays, but eventually things are going to kick back into gear. And I think 2023, Rich, I don't know about you, but it might be the year of Gannon Green. Might be the year, it might be a no bullshit year.
Might be a no bullshit year, and he might be going into 2023 with a strap around his waist too.
There you go. Or maybe.
Well, that would be the most no bullshit thing that could happen.
There you go.
But honestly, I even said it when I beat Frat Daddy the first time in Mononga. I said this is the beginning of the no bullshit era,
Uh-huh.
and that is exactly what I'm bringing to the table going into 2023. It's not just a year; it's an era, and it is absolutely the no bullshit era in real shoot wrestling.
Fuck yeah. I dig it.
Fuck yeah.
I'm down for the ride.
Hell yeah.
I am down for the ride. Well, sir, that's a perfect way to cap things off. Before we let you go, by all means, sell what you want to sell, plug what you want to plug. My platform is your platform. Let the folks know how they can find Gannon Green and how they can give Gannon Green some money.
At the end of the day, I guess my fucking Cash App is Shooter Gannon Green. It's pretty simple. The new thing I got out, I'm not selling stickers anymore, but I'm selling lighters with my stickers on them. They got a bullshitting with a big old cancel around them. They say I have my name on them. So you can get your no
Oh, nice.
bullshit lighters at the next events, and that's about all I got to plug right now. I do got some t-shirts on the way, but I think I'm saving that for 2023. Want to wrap up the year nice and easy. Make sure these redheaded stepchildren get their Christmas presents, and that's no bullshit.
Hell yeah. Well, I'll tell you what. I might have to talk to you at Mononga and get me one of them lighters. I can't think of a better way, a better Christmas than waking up Christmas morning while the kids are still asleep and light me up a nice Christmas bowl with a no bullshit Gannon Green lighter.
Hell yeah. I can't say I'll do the same, but
I said it.
fuck
I said
yeah.
I will. My show.
I'll,
I'm the
I'll,
shit.
I'll get a lighter, but I'll stick to lighting up cigarettes.
Well, fair enough. I'm gonna spark me up a bowl with no bullshit Gannon Green lighter.
Well, as y'all already know, I don't even fucking smoke cigarettes, but I'm about to light one up with my no bullshit Gannon Green lighter.
It's been fun. It's definitely been informative. I'm glad we could keep you on here with the internet, and you got you crystal clear now. We definitely want to get you on again in the future. We wish you the best of luck on the 10th with your internet title shot against Remy LeVay, and we wish you a good time. I don't wish you luck, but I hope you have fun on the next night against our boys Saturday Night Special.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let me put it this way. No bullshit. I'm definitely going to have some fun that night. If Paulie brings the bullshit and doesn't bring the fight, you already know what's going to happen. But I promise I'm getting my ass whoopings in. You tell Mark and Dee Dee that there's two things they have coming. One's an ass whooping, and the other one is regret, because they're going to regret the day they fucked with no bullshit Gannon Green and my special buddy, Paulie Kilpis.
Damn.
Woo!
Damn it, Rich. Damn it. Well, how do we always
Damn,
get put
I
in the
know.
middle of these things?
I know. I wish you the best. I mean, that's all I'm gonna say. I do wish you the best.
Hell yeah.
All right, guys. Have a good night. Thank you again.
I thank you, Gannon. You've been listening to WrestleRoni for No Bullshit Gannon Green. For my co-host, Lawrence. Be kind to each other. Live your dreams. Don't take no bullshit. Right?
Abso-fucking-lutely.
I love it. Oh! That's your friend.
He ain't my friend.
That was your friend. Oh!
fucking talk right? I got kids in the background, devil dogs. What the hell is going on? Let me tell you what. Real shoot off. Bella, be quiet. Let me tell you, real shoot office. This freaking Saturday in New Kensington, I'm gonna be all kinds of pissed off. I'm putting up with no bullshit. I am beyond anything that's comprehensible, and if you line them up, I am going to stack them